Afternoon, Owls fans. As we get ready for the third match of the day, Owls will be facing off against the Rochester Zebras. The game will start in a little over 2 minutes, so please stay tuned. Owls fans, as we get ready to start the third match today, Owls will be taking on the Rochester Zebras. Owls are so far are 1-1, defeating Northrop in 2 sets, and then falling to the Bishop Dwenger Saints in 2. Want to quickly run through and thank all our sponsors as we wait for the teams to meet in the middle. Wendy Meyer with Lula Road, Doug Meyer with Indiana State Farm Insurance, Candace Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, Texas Roadhouse, Prime Trust Financial Federal Credit Union, Once Upon a Child, Creek Run Environmental Engineering, Rod Cross with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Moe's Southwest Grill, Berrywinkle Frozen Yogurt, Central Indiana Orthopedics, Mahdi Grill, Star Insurance, O'Neill & Associates, Savage's Ale House, Meeks Mortuary, Fred and Diana Palmer with State Farm Insurance. I want to thank all of them for their support and appreciate their sponsorship of Burris Athletics and Burris Volleyball. Please thank them, and if you stop in, please tell them you heard about it in the Cube. Waiting on the officials, and the teams will meet in the middle. Huddle up as we get ready to start our third match of the day. Look at our starting lineups. We're going to have Katie Scott on the court, Annie Elvin, Chloe McGrew, Michael Ivey, Daisha Carmichael, and Khalees Garrett. And Lord Nagel's going to sub in for Annie Elvin. Owls have won the toss and will have first serve.
Zebras hit it into the block. It goes out of bounds off the Owls. That would be a point for the Zebras. They lead 1-0. Ivy knocks it into the block. Owls reset. Katie Scott sends it over. The middle attack. Scott dives for it, but it bounces out of bounds. Zebras now lead 2-0. Nagel sends it to McGrew. Over to Ivy. And a miss hit. Hits it in the net. That gives the Zebras their third point. Garrett, the overpass. And Rochester makes him pay for that with a quick tip down on the floor. And a service there gives the Owls their first point. They trail 4-1. Garrett will be back to serve for the Owls. Off the block. Lands into the court. Gives the ball right back to Rochester, now leading 5-1. Another service error. Gives the Owls their second point of the match. Owls will rotate. Annie Elvin will come in the front row. Laura Nagel will be back to serve. Long set. Garrett's there. McGrew. Ivy. And that one tipped out of bounds off the Zebras. Point to the Owls. Nagel serve. Off the block, and Owls can't get there in time. Zebras now lead 6-3. Scott to McGrew. And ball handling error called on the Owls. Zebras continuing the roll, 7-3. Back set to Ivy, and she nails it to the and gives the Owls their fourth point. Rotation, and Mia Morrison enters the lineup for the Owls. Michael Ivy to serve. Nagel with the dig. McGrew. Elvin with the attack. And that goes into the scorer's table. Point for the Owls. Owls now have 5 compared to the Zebras 7. There's a short serve. Nagel to McGrew. Morrison, and she puts it down in the back corner. Point for the Owls. Owls have climbed back in with win 1 now. Service error on the Owls. Gives it over to Rochester. They lead 8-2, 8-6. Ivy to McGrew. Elvin off the block. Zebras now lead by 3.
There you go. Quick set to Morrison. And there's a point for the Owls. Owls trailing by 2, 9-7. McGrew back to serve. Outside swing, off the block, lands in the middle of the court. Point to the Zebras. Owls trailing by 3, 10-7. Ivy to Garrett to Elvin. And miscommunication on part of the Zebras gives the Owls a point. Annie Elvin back to serve. Disha Carmichael comes in to play the front row. McGrew tips it up, and Owls can't quite get there. There you go, to McGrew, back sets Garrett. And ball handling error on the Zebra gives the point to the Owls. Owls are trailed by 2 again, 11-9. Can't quite seem to get any closer than that. Katie Scott will be back to serve. And there's an ace for Scott. Just hitting the far corner. Owls have closed in with 1. Low fast serve from Scott. Right side attack down the line. And the Zebras are back up by 2. Scott, overpass. Coach Dodge arguing the call. The point goes to point went to Zebras. Scott McGrew. Ivy with the big swing. Arguing with the call. Conference of the officials at the ref, determining whether it was actually in or out. And overruled the line judge, giving the point to the Owls. Now trailing by 2, 13-5. Maybe a little bit of fire that the Owls need to overcome this 2-point deficit and take the lead. Attack, Scott's there. Set, Ivy. That falls out of bounds off the block. Point to the Owls. Owls are within 1, 13-12. Garrett serve, barely clears the net. Sends the Zebras scrambling, a free ball. Nagel to McGrew, Ivy with a quick set, and there's a kill. Owls have tied it up now. We're tied at 13 points apiece. Garrett's serve is over. Roll shot. Carmichael. Ivy tips it over. Scott's there. McGrew. Big swing from Ivy into the block, and it goes out of bounds. Off Rochester.
Owls take the lead for the first time in the first set, 14-13. Tipped over, and Owls weren't ready for that. And we're tied now at 14. Serve from Rochester. Garrett to McGrew. And Nagel's there to cover it up, but didn't get it over. That's one too many touches for the Owls. I'll give the lead back to Rochester. Garrett, Scott, sends it up to Ivy, and right into the block. And Rochester's back up to a 2-point lead, 16-14. And service error gives a point to the Owls. They're back in within one, 16-15. Nagel will be back to serve. Tack. And that's a point for Rochester. Now back to a 2-point lead, 17-15. Scott to McGrew. Ivy dives for it but can't get there. And that gives it another point to the Zebras, leading 18-15. Scott, McGrew backsets Ivy, and they time that one right for the kill. Morrison's going to return to the lineup for Scott. Michael Ivy will be back to serve. Pass right to Nagel. McGrew. Elvin with the swing off the block. There's a point for the Owls. They closed within one again, 18-17. Short serve for an ace. And that'll tie us up at 18. And with that, Rochester takes a timeout. Give us an opportunity to thank our sponsors today. Prime Trust Financial Federal Credit Union, where your story matters, offering a variety of consumer personal financial products and services with 3 locations in Muncie. Once upon a child, kid stuff with previous experience. They buy and sell gently used clothes, shoes, toys, and baby gear. Stop by and get paid on the spot. Creek Run Environmental Engineering, taking pride in what we do. With 24 years of service, creekrun.com. And Rod Cross with Indiana State Farm Insurance. Stop knocking on wood because we have you covered. Contact Rod at 765-284-5543 for all your auto, home, life, business, and farm insurance needs. We're tied up here at 18 points. Owls be serving. Michael Ivy will be doing that job. Low fast serve for another ace for Ivy. Owls take the lead, 19-18. Another ace for Ivy. 3 in a row. Owls have taken a 2-point lead. Short serve from Ivy. Set from outside. Nagel's there to cover it. McGrew runs under it. Elvin. And there's the kill for the Owls. They've now lead 21-18.
Long serve. Sets up outside attack. Doesn't make it over the net. Point to the Owls. Owls have opened up a 4-point lead, 22-18. All kinds seem to be sparked. Coach Dodge argued ferociously about a call that went against the Owls that seemed to bring some life to this Owl team, who trailed by 2 for most of the match. Now gone on a 6-point run that take a 4-point lead. So keep up with all of Burris Athletics on Twitter at Burris Athletics 1 for all the news, scores, and events. And you can always contact me with comments, questions, suggestions on Twitter at OwlsTV1. Owls going to return to the court with a 4-point lead. Michael Ivy back to serve. Long serve. Tipped out. That's another ace for Ivy. Rack up the chips because that's 4 aces. Owls lead by 5. This one's going to be returned. The block. Elvin punches it over. Roll shot. Nagel's there to cover it. McGrew to Elvin. She sends it down the line. Outside the cross court. And that landed in the back of the court. That'll give the side out to the Zebras. But they now Owls still lead by 4, 23-19. McGrew, Elvin down the line, and there's a kill. McGrew will be back to serve. That'll be for set point as the Owls lead 24-19. Short serve. The back set. Right side attack. And a double hit gives the final point to the Owls. They now take the first set 25-19. Join us shortly as we switch sides, and we'll get started for the second set. Welcome back, Owls fans, as we get ready for the second set. Owls took the first one 19-25. The biggest part was a 7-point run, serving run by Michael Ivy late in the set to give the Owls the lead. In that run was 4 aces. In the lineup for the Owls will be Katie Scott, Lauren Nagel, Chloe McGrew, Michael Ivy, Deja Carmichael, and Khalees Garrett. The Zebras will have first serve, and here it comes. And it lands out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Senior Khalees Garrett will be back to serve. Across the court down, diving is Katie Scott. And stepping over the line was the Owls, and that gives a point to the Zebras. Garrett to McGrew. Ivy with the swing. Garrett sends it back over. Middle attack push, Nagel's there. McGrew outside to Carmichael. And it's tipped out of bounds by Rochester, giving the point to the Owls. Now leading 2-1. There goes serve. Down the line and tipped out of bounds by the Owls. It's up at 2 points apiece. Oh, just clipped the net. Ivy sends it down. Ooh, big dig from the Zebras. Cross court, Nagel.
to McGrew. Elvin sends it down the line. And that sails out of bounds. That'll give Rochester the lead, 3-2. Scott handles the serve. McGrew backs at Ivy, and that's tipped out of bounds off the block. And we're tied back at 3. Morrison returns to the lineup for the Owls. And Ivy will be back to serve. Hopefully we'll go on a similar run as we did the first set. And it's sent over by the Zebras, a short serve. And off the block, lands on the Zebra side of the court. Gives a point to the Owls. They now lead 4-3. Set. Tipped over the block. Garrett's there. McGrew. Ivy pushes it over. Pushed over. Owls are colliding. Nagel sets it to Elvin and bounces it off the net. There's a shot. Nagel to Morrison. Pushed over by Ivy. There's a block. And that landed out of bounds. And that score will go to the Zebras. And we're all tied up at 4 points apiece. And that one sails out of bounds. That'll be a point for the Owls. McGrew will be back to serve. Oh, tipped out of bounds by the Owls. And we're all tied up at 5 points apiece. Serve handled by Ivy. McGrew, quick set to Morrison. Into the block. Oh, overpass. Owls are there. Elvin sends it across court. Off the block. And back row attack from Rochester gives a point to the Owls. Ooh, serve just clips the net. Off the block, McGrew to Garrett. Carmichael. And a tip is called, and that's a point for the Owls. Owls now lead by 2, 7-5. Substitution for the Zebras. There's the back set. Into the block. The Owls are there. Morrison with that block. Owls can't get there for the block. Or the dig. Point goes to Rochester. Owls still leading by 1, 7-6. Nagel returns to the back row for the Owls. Oh! That serve just rolled over the net. Give the point to Rochester, and they're now tied at 7 apiece. Garrett with the big swing. Dug up by the Zebras. Cross-court attack. Ivy is there to cover it. McGrew. Nagel pushes it over the block. Tip. And that landed on the outside of the net. That gives the lead to the Zebras, 8-7. Ivy. And it's mishandled. And that'll be a point. Zebras are open up a 2-point lead, 9-7. Nagel. McGrew dives for the set. Carmichael, but she goes into the net. Owls trail by 3. And service there gives an easy point to the Owls. Scott returns to the lineup in the place of Morrison. She comes in to serve. And that goes long at the point for the Zebras. They maintain their 3-point lead. Garrett to McGrew, quick set to Ivy, and that is deadly. That gives Owls their 9th point, trailing by 2. Garrett serves over, and outside attack, and the Owls can't get there. That maintains the lead at 3 for the Zebras. Nagel to McGrew. Ivy. Ooh. Carmichael, a good hustle play to be there to cover. Garrett pushes it over. Garrett. McGrew. Ivy again with a quick set. Owls now trail by 2, 12-10. Served by Nagel, handled by the front row. Nagel sends it back over. Garrett to McGrew. Elvin. And it falls on the Zebras side of the net, and that's a point to the Owls. They're within 1 now. 12-11. Just rolls over the net. There's the attack. Scott digs it up. McGrew. Elvin tips it over the block. Point to the Owls. And we're now tied up at 12 points apiece. Nagel continuing to serve. Long serve. And attacking goes into the net. Owls take the lead, 13-12. Short serve from Nagel. There's the back set. And Zebras can't run it down. That's a point for the Owls. They now lead by 2. And with that, Zebras take a timeout. Owls leading 14-12. Take an opportunity to thank our sponsors. Doug Meyer with State Farm Insurance. Contact Doug for all your auto, home, property, and life insurance needs. Find him at dougismyagent.com or stop in at 318 Parkview Drive, Newcastle. Moe's Southwest Grill. There is no Iron Team, but there is an Iron Burrito, offering delicious Mexican cuisine made fresh daily. Enjoy Moe's at 909 West McGalliard. Berrywinkle Frozen Yogurt. Berrywinkle is the best place for dessert in Muncie with 14 different flavors of frozen yogurts and 50 toppings. Central Indiana Orthopedics, the world-class orthopedic specialist, is devoted to providing customized treatment plans focused on your goals and needs. And as we return, Owls lead. Nagel serve is over. Right side attack. Nagel digs it up to McGrew. Quick set to Ivy. And the block is there that side. Lions on the outside. Owls still lead by 1, 14-13. Scott sends it to McGrew. Oh, McGrew tips it over. attack. Nagel digs it up. Elvin with the off-balance attack. And outside attack falls between the defenders. That'll tie us up at 14 apiece. And an accidental tip gives a point to Rochester. Ace for the Zebras. They now lead by 2, 16-14. Scott. That bounces off the wall. Point to Rochester. Now they're on a 3-point run. And Coach Dodge wants to take a timeout to talk about it. Thank Mahdi Grill, serving authentic Egyptian grilled food. Stop in for lunch, dinner, coffee, or drinks. Good for groups, dine in, or take out. Find Mahdi Grill on Facebook. They're located at 2144 West White River Boulevard. Star Insurance, committed to serving the needs of communities by helping people protect what matters most, both professionally and personally. They're located at 400 North High Street in Muncie. O'Neill & Associates. Gain from a unique, individualized custom plan using an independent perspective. Find them at o'neillandassociates.com or call them at 765-896-9553. And as we return, Zebras have gone on their own little run to take a 3-point lead, 17-14. Scott handles the serve. McGrew, Elvin, and she pounds that to the hardwood. Gives the side out to the Owls. Morrison returns as Ivy goes back to serve. Quick substitution from Rochester. Ivy to serve. The back set, right side off the box. Lands on the outside. Gives a point to the Zebras, now leading 18-15. Nagel to McGrew. Over to Elvin, and she finds the middle of the defense. Point for the Owls. Trailing by 2. McGrew will go back to serve for the Owls. And swing, and knocks it out of bounds. Point to the Zebras, and they've got their 3-point lead again, 19-16. Nagel, McGrew, Garrett, and that's knocked out of bounds. Point to the Owls. Carmichael returns to the lineup. Annie Elvin will be back to serve. There's the back set. Right side attack. McGrew to Garrett. Morrison enters the block. Carmichael pushes it over. Middle attack tipped over. Ivy digs it up. McGrew. Carmichael sends it over. The block down the line. That's a point for the Owls. They only trail by 1, 19-18. Outside attack off the block. Ivy covers it. McGrew. Back row attack from Ivy. Dug up by the Zebras. Outside attack off the block. Roll shot. One arm by Ivy. Elvin. Carmichael's going to send it over. Long pass. Ivy again off the block for the kill. And that'll tie us up at 19 points apiece. And with that, Rochester's going to take a timeout. Want to thank Savage's Ale House, where they serve Savage's signature sandwiches, burgers, and beer. You can find full menu on Facebook at Savage's Ale House or stop in at 127 North High Street, Muncie. Meeks Mortuary, serving all of Delaware County with sensitivity, compassion, and respect since 1844. And Fred and Diana Palmer with State Farm Insurance. Also want to thank Garrett's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, official sponsors of the Dodge Report, post-game comments by Coach Dodge. And as we return, Owls are all tied up at 19 apiece. Annie Elvin back to serve. Long serve. The back shot, right side attack. Off the block, point. And with that, the Zebras take the lead, 20-19. Nagel returned to the lineup. Ivy to McGrew, over to Garrett, and she gets the kill with the cross-court attack, and we're tied up at 20. Scott will return the lineup to serve. I want to shout out to her parents watching us today on the queue. Thank you for your support. Serve from Scott. Right side attack into the block. Zebras recover. And ball handling here gives the point to the Owls. Now leading 21-20. Oh, Scott serve. Dug up by the Zebras. Cross-court attack. And that goes out of bounds. Owls take a 2-point lead, 22-20. Scott sent it over to the net. And into the block. Ivy tips it down. And it bounces around. And one too many touches from the Zebras. Gives the Owls a 3-point lead. 23-20. Back row attack from the Zebras, and it goes long, and Owls now have a 4-point lead, 24-20. Scott will be serving for match point. And that serve goes long and gives the point. And the service back to Rochester. Owls leading by 3, 24-21. Looking for one more point. And there's a point for 2-point lead. Another 8. And that brings us within 3. Owls only holding on by 1. Garrett to McGrew. And a missed time by Ivy. But she did get enough of it to send it over. And that'll end it. Owls win 25-23. Over Rochester. I want to thank you. Owls will have a short break, and then I believe we go play in the main jam in
about an hour. Stay tuned to Twitter, and I will let you know the exact time. I'll give you a heads up when that game is coming, as well as who the opponent will be. So hopefully see you in an hour for the last set or last match of the day. Thank you, and see you shortly.